They couldn't scientifically understand how I was still alive. I was surrounded by darkness, but I've never felt more warmth and more welcoming in my life. There was a message coming through, and I heard very clearly, you will be a messenger. There goes you will be a messenger. You are gonna deliver. We want you, we need you to be a conduit, and that you have power that you have not tapped into yet.
You had a near-death experience.
I did.
And in that, you experienced more.
I did experience more.
And now, after that, you're different. You have
Yes.
a different context for what we are and who we are and what we're up to.
Completely.
So I think we'd love to hear.
Yes, I'd be happy to share. I had really done the thing that a lot of people think about, which is completely clear your slate. I had been a survivor my entire life, fight or flight. I reached a peak September 1st of 2017. I had a thriving business. I was in, unfortunately, not a happy marriage and relationship. My daughter was about 20 at the time, and I woke up and I said, I'm done. I closed everything down. I left my husband, my daughter left home, and I decided I'm gonna buy a one-way ticket to Hawaii and just let serendipity kind of come out.
Wow. Can we just let that be an invitation to follow?
I cannot tell you when you just take the leap that everything comes, I just got chills, everything comes and supports you. So I've always had feelings since I was a child. I was able to see my grandmother when I was going through abuse, and she'd been gone for 10 years. And throughout my whole life, but I was told to shut it down. You're not supposed to do that. I mean, my great-great-great-grandfather was a medicine man. My other great-great-grandfather was a Cherokee chief. So it's in my blood for a very long time.
Oh, wow.
So to stifle that and learn to survive is something I think resonates for a lot of people. Once I chose this path of serendipity, I got there, I got off the plane, and it really felt like I breathed in life for the first time. I had no identity. I had no idea who I truly was. So I went to the rental car counter, and he looks at me and he goes, what's going on with you? And I said, I don't know, but I'm here. And he hands me the keys and he says, I don't know why, but I just feel like you need a convertible orange Mustang.
Yes.
And I was like, well, stop number one complete. Okay. And I got in the car and I just drove, and I drove along the coast, and the wind was in my face, and the smell of the ocean just hit me, and it was life. And it was the first time I felt life. And so I started driving, and about 3 days into my trip, I started feeling a lot of pain. And it was kind of like the pain where you go, okay, something's not quite right. But I had just done 4 major life transformations in 30 days. So I did like so many of us survivors do, and I said, trauma, PTSD, it's fine. Well, the pain got continually worse over each day, to the point where on October 9th, I said, I'm getting the call that my life is almost over and I need to get help now.
Wow, what a change of events.
It was like, okay.
Went from convertible to doom, and very quickly.
I went from life to, just kidding, no life.
Yeah.
So I went down to the front desk to have them call me an ambulance, because I knew I needed a chest x-ray, and it was 2 hours away. So on my way down, my phone was blowing up, and I finally answered it, and a woman was screaming into my phone, where are your parents? Where are your parents? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, the fire is in their backyard. Well, my parents lived in Sonoma, so they were at the southernmost point of the massive Nuns fire that happened in October of 2017. Adrenaline kicks in, and I'm in panic mode. I forget about my pain, and I'm just hoping my daughter and my family is okay. And then the following day I collapsed, and they rushed me to the hospital. And when I woke up in the morning, the doctor was leaning over me. He said he's going to get the chaplain, and that I had suffered a massive bilateral pulmonary embolism. People that get that usually do not survive by the second day. I'd pushed through. This was day number 8. They couldn't scientifically understand how I was still alive. To this day, I still have the American Lung Association, American Heart Association interviewing me to try and figure this out.
How did you do that?
They just can't explain it. And I said, I know what happened. I know why. When I went under, I was surrounded by darkness, but I've never felt more warmth and more welcoming in my life. And I knew that I was here, and I knew that there was a message coming through. And in that moment, I didn't see the lights in the tunnels. What I saw was just symbol after symbol thrown at me, and I had no idea what these symbols were. over and over. And they talk about the magic and the energy in the islands of Hawaii. What I felt was truly almost like a goddess energy, a higher power energy that just wouldn't stop, to the point where when I came out of this, apparently I was screaming at the top of my lungs, I'm not effing going out like this. I'm not going out like this. And I just had this surge of just energy and power and healing. And so when this happened, the nurse had to sedate me because I was yelling very loudly. I was just like,
everyone's scared.
Yeah, this is not it. I refuse. And I had such a surge of just support. Like I felt like all these hands were holding me. And when they sedated me, that's when messages came through, and I heard very clearly, you will be a messenger. There goes you will be a messenger.
Yes.
You are going to deliver. We want you, we need you to be a conduit. That is what I have done ever since. The message truly was that I understand what it feels like to arrive on your last day and be told your time is done.
Wow.
And I remember all I felt in that moment alone is the only thing that mattered to me was the relationships that I didn't cultivate, nurture, mend, or forgive, especially with myself. I was done. And so that was the regret. And the message I truly received was, you can prevent this from happening for a lot of people that have a bigger job here during their lifetime. And so it is that's the thing, is that it is every single person.
Yes.
And so I was really drawn and shown this other method, this other way to accelerate healing. And I started creating what I call the cellular method. And it's about helping people realize that as we grow from birth, we are influenced. We take on belief systems that aren't ours. We take on identities. We take on other people's, your parents' insecurities. And then we call them our own. And we reach an apex in life where we don't align with that anymore, because our soul identity is like, hey, I'm on deck. It's my turn. So
especially now. I mean, this is the time where so many of us are waking up and getting that spark is lighting up.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of who we're talking to, what we're connecting with.
It is.
We are lighting up.
And I really speak to the people that know and they're ready, and they go, what next? How do I do this? So the soul identity is about accelerating that healing process and helping people release a false identity that appears real to you. I don't think you're ever truly over completely a lifetime of human influence, but you can always progress to the point where your decision making, your choices, how you live life in surrender and trust, you're capable of that in less time than you think.
So important. So important to be our human self, and acknowledging this is not easy, what we're doing, and it's also happening, and we have support through connection. Thank you again so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here.
Thank you for
This has
having
been
me.
awesome. Is there a way that people can connect with you?
Yeah, the easiest way, and you can see the rest of my story, my journey through life, and how I overcame so many things on my website is the easiest, which is growwithcrow.com. And of course, through social media, you can look up Jen Crow, and I do a lot of my teachings through my Facebook and my TikTok, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll put some links down below, so check it out. If you liked this video, I invite you to subscribe. If you want to watch a video of me interviewing a walk-in, check out this video. If you want to watch a video of me talking about planetary healing and is it even possible, check out this video here. And if you want to watch a video of me dancing to a song about bananas, try this video here.
Even if it resonates for just one person, you know.
Well, it resonates for me.
Good.
And Mark.
Good.
Hey, Mark.